Hello Internetians, my name is Josh, aka Ultra Player, welcoming you to Week 5 of the MLP. Your New York Metagross are currently 2-2, coming off a loss against the Goldenrods of Strikers and Coach Skyrise. But this week, we turn our attention to Edgelord and the coach of the Montreal Kyurems. Now the Montreal Kyurems are kind of coming off a rough start, but that does not mean we are going to underestimate them. He has a very scary team, he has a very good core, and he may be 0-4, but we need to take this seriously because going 2-2 is kind of bad for me. I'm usually doing a lot better than that. Usually go like 3-1 or 4-0. So, you can see his team on the screen. We are back to the old way, luckily. His team consists of Mega Scizor, Kyurem Black, Cinccino, Regular Kyurem, Mismagius, Gastrodon, Musharna, Chansey, Slowbro, Carbink, and Porygon 2. So Mega Scizor, I've used it before. It has that crippling 4x weakness to fire, but other than that, that's its only weakness. It can be a lot of different sets. It can be a bulky Swords Dance Sweeper, it can be a offensive Swords Dance Sweeper, it can be completely offensive, it can be a great pivot, it can be defog, it can be roost, it can be bulky, defensive. It has a lot of things going for it. It has that Technician Bullet Punch, which is kind of scary for my team at times. It also, like I said, it gets roost, it gets defog, it can U-turn out, has coverage and superpower and knockoff, can set up Swords Dances, etc., etc. Fairly slow, but it does make up for that with its Technician Bullet Punch. Kyurem Black is a very, very scary wall breaker. I faced it numerous times in leagues past, and it's kind of hard to switch it into, but I do think we will be able to take care of it with the mons we have. Mainly a special attacker, but does get some physical attacks in Air Rage, Dragon Claw, Iron Head, Bolt Strike, Fusion Bolt, not Bolt Strike. Bolt Strike is Victini. But it does have special attacking prowess too, which is what a lot of people know it for. It gets Ice Beam, it gets Earth Power, Hidden Power Fire, etc. Cinccino is a very fast Mawile, which I do kind of expect him to bring just because it can stop Smeargle. It's usually a Skill Link Mon, very, very standard. It gets Tail Slap, it gets Rock Blast, Bullet Seed, Knock Off, U-Turn. It's usually all you really see. Sometimes runs Choice Band, sometimes runs King's Rock, which will be kind of annoying. Sometimes runs Life Orb, etc., etc. Very fast, not too strong. I have ways to handle it. Regular Kyurem, he does have both Kyurems for some reason. Very strong mixed attacker, same speed as Kyurem 95, and has great offensive, 130 in both. And just being able to drop Draco, spam Outrage, click Ice Beam, click Dragon Claw, click whatever it needs to do. Can run choice sets or Life Orb, Sub Roost, etc. Kind of threatening, but nothing I don't think we can handle. Mismagius is a interesting ghost type. Spin blocker, in case I want to bring Rapid Spin, which, spoiler alert, we can't anymore. Pretty fast. Can set up Nasty Plots, can be kind of bulky, has Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Taunt, can be a good stall breaker, etc., etc. Something I don't really expect him to bring, but something I have prepped for. Gastrodon is in his bulky water type, 4x weak to grass, which is kind of detrimental, but just like Scizor, that is its only weakness. Can set up curses, has access to Scald, Ground Stab, Ice Beam, Toxic, Mirror Coat, Recover. Just a bulky mon. Can set up, like I said, can set up curses and be a threatening sweeper, but it's really slow. And not the bulkiest mon ever, but it is still pretty bulky. Woo! Yay! Musharna is a bulky Psyche type. It usually is seen as a defensive Calm Mind kind of stuff. Doesn't do too much other than that. Has some decent coverage, but overall, it's not something I really am scared of because I have plenty of answers to it. It can be one of his switch-ins to Mega Lopunny, but I do expect the Slowbo to be a switch-in. Just like Gastrodon's very slow. Nothing too interesting about it. Chansey, best special wall in the entire game. Although it is very weak offensively. Like its main attack is usually Seismic Toss. It usually runs Stealth Rocks. Can run Wish Pass, Cleric. It can run Soft Boiled, Thunder Wave, Toxic, etc., etc. Seismic Toss is usually its best attacking move, which you'll see we did take into advantage. It sits there, and it's annoying, and it's fat, and it sucks, and I hate it, and I hope it burns, and I can't wait to kill it. Slowbro is going to be his Amon I expect him to bring. I expect him to bring defensive to handle my Megalopony, because other than that, Megalopony shreds his team. He does not have a good switch in. He has 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 Mons that do not want to take a high jump. 5 Mons that are weak to high jump kick. He has 2 high jump kick resistances. And they take return neutrally, obviously, because irresistible stab. Has a lot of good coverage. Water Psychic type, usually runs Scald or maybe Psyshock. Has Toxic. Gets access to Slack Off. Can be a Calm Mind Sweeper. Can be offensive with Choice Specs or Life Orb sometimes. And has good coverage to back that up with stuff like Shadow Ball, Fire Blast. Gets access to Dragon Tail, I know. Gets Grass Knot, etc., etc. Just another fat Mon that actually kind of complements Chansey pretty well. It gets Regenerator so it can heal up without even having to use Slack Off. Carbink, Rock Fairy type. An interesting tier 6 pick. It can be a Stealth Rock setter. It usually doesn't do too much. It can set up screens. It can be toxic. It can be used as dual stab. Doesn't do too much, but he has been bringing it and using it pretty effectively for what it's worth. Has high defensive stats, low offensive, low HP, low speed. Not too threatening offensively. Defensively, it's kind of annoying, but I don't really expect him to bring it because I do have a Jirachi that I've been bringing every week. Porygon 2 is Eviolite Mon, very bulky. Loses Eviolite, it's way less scary. Can actually be offensive, can actually do some things with that trace ability, being able to trace Regenerator from my Alamomola, being able to trace Dry Skin, maybe if it needs to, can trace what else can it trace? Can trace Magikarp from Clefable, can trace Unaware from Clefable, can trace Protean from Frogadier, can trace Levitate. A lot of interesting stuff I can actually take from one of my Mons. But overall, usually a bulky Mon can be offensive, a bulky attacker. It's relatively slow, 60 speed. Not something I'm not too worried about. That's his team. What do I expect him to bring? I expect him to bring both Kyurems. I expect him to bring Chansey, Slowbro, Carbink, and Mega Scizor. Why? Because that's literally all he's brought so far. In reality, I expect him to bring the Mega Scizor. It is his only defogger. I expect him to bring Chansey and Slowbro 100% because they just do what they do best. I do expect that Kyurem Black. I expect that Chinchino. And the last Mon is kind of up there. I can see Porygon 2 coming to help wall some of my Mons. I can see the Gastrodon coming to stop me from clicking Volt Switch constantly. But other than that, that's what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and get into our team, shall we? So, the first Mon we are bringing, his team is still down there. His team's still down there if you need to see it. First Mon we are bringing is Jirachi. I looked at his team and I said, Subcalmon Jirachi is going to rip through him. The worst thing was, what do I use to attack offensive moves? I have max HP 252. I normally don't do this, but that lets me set up a 101 HP sub, which means Chansey cannot break it. Bad Chansey. I can set up the 20 special defense means that once I set up one Calm Mind, I can sub up on Slowbro and he cannot break it unless he has Fire Blast. I do not get my sub broken by no special attack Scald. Depending on what his Kyurem set is, depending on what move he's locked into, if he's choice locked, depending on all kinds of stuff. He's Mighty 2. I can potentially set up a sub on that, or I can just set up a sub as I scare him out. I can't set up a sub on Gastrodon if he's Earthquake. If he's Earth Power, I think I have to set up like to +2. Can't set up on Mismagius. I can set up on Sharna, depending on what it brings. Mega Scizor, depending on what it brings. Maybe Kyurem Black, depending on if it's choice locked into something, or etc. etc. Chinchino. Depends if it's choice locked into something like Tail Slap or whatever. If it has knockoff, then I can't sub up on it. Porygon 2. Woo! Can set up a sub on that unless it's running good coverage specifically for me. Carbink can set up a sub on that. I can call mine up and just blow him back. The speed lets me outspeed a Jolly Mega Scizor. So I can hopefully beat that 1v1 depending on what it brings, depending on what the set is, offensive, defensive, etc. Expect a defensive set so we can, defog safely. Calm Mind, Side Shock, and Shadow Ball. Side Shock lets me beat Chansey 1v1. Shadow Ball is the best coverage move I could find to hit the rest of his team. I was thinking Flash Cannon, but then I'm walled by Slowbro. I was thinking HP Fire, then I'm walled by Slowbro. I was thinking all kinds of stuff, but it ended up being I had to be able to hit Slowbro and I had to be able to hit Mega Scizor. Shadow Ball hits them both neutrally. Mega Scizor probably has to be weakened, depending on what it is, etc., etc. But this can do a lot of work to his team. When I was building this team, I thought I want to bring more of a offensive team with a pivot. And that's kind of what I ended up doing. I don't really need to be able to switch into a lot of stuff because my offense just plows through him. So, enough speed for Mega Scizor. I can step up on Slowbro, I can step up on a lot of stuff, and the rest just went into special attack to make Jirachi hit as hard as possible. This is such a good mon against his team, and I can't wait to use it. Can't wait to see how well it works. I'm fighting him as soon as I get done with this Teambuilder again. Just like Sky Guys. Next mon we have to bring it. It is our baby. This is one of my favorite mons on this team. This is my favorite mon on this team. I love this mon. Mega Lopunny. Fake Out, Toxic, High Jump Kick Return. Enough speed for the Chinchino. Adamant Nature, Max Attack, and the rest in HP. Limber, so I can switch in on a Thunder Wave, even though I'm not going to be switching in a lot of these mons. I can switch in on Chansey, though. Unless I think it's going to go for Toxic. Fake Out, High Jump Kick Return. No explanation needed. It nukes his team. Toxic is so I can catch the Slowbro on the switch-in and let that start wearing him down. That way, it becomes less of a switch-in because I ended up doing, I think I do 35% with return. Calc it now, actually. Image calcs. Lopunny. All Attacker. Adamant. Slowbro. Is this 232? No. I know that 24th for Keldeo. Yeah, like 35%. So all I have to do is get him a little bit weakened, and then I just beat him. He can't switch in. So, I didn't need any other move. I thought about Sub, I thought about Power Punch, but ultimately I thought Toxic would be best just because I wanted to Toxic some of his fatter mons and get him worn down so Mega Lopunny can come in and kill a bunch of stuff. That's what it's good for. I love Mega Lopunny so much in this format. Bulky Psychic type, that's the only thing you need to worry about. The next mon we are bringing because there's no explanation needed on Mega Lopunny. Like I said, Mega Scizor is his only form of hazard removal, and I am going to take well advantage of it. Coming back for the first time since week 1, we have Smeargle, Stealth Rock, Memento, Taunt, Sticky Web. I know I said I'd have some innovative sets for Smeargle, and I'm going to bring something. I'm going to bring whatever I can. But for right now, this is what I needed. I want Taunt, because... Whoa, what am I doing? Sorry. I don't know if anyone can see that, but everything was wigging out. I want Taunt, so Slowbro. So again, I don't like stuff taking advantage to Smeargle and trying to set up on me. Taunt will shut down stuff that like Subroof Kyurem or Calm Mind Slowbro or Chansey from putting up its own rocks. Max speed just to have speed as managed. I don't need specific ABs for this. I really don't. Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock just because it helps wear down his team. Sticky Web is really good for another mon later that you'll see. Memento is also good for helping that mon set up. It's going to be potentially be my late game sweeper. It's going to be something I'm really excited to use, etc., etc. But this is basically, I need these hazards up. I need these Sticky Web up for that last mon to sweep. I can potentially sweep Mega Lopunny, Jirachi. All depends on what he brings. All depends on what happens. I have a lot of win cons. It's offense. Like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring offense and just plow through his team. Stealth Rock and Sticky Web are my go-to hazards. I wanted Spikes to help wear down his team further and make Slowbro a really bad switch into Mega Lopunny, but I could not do that. So I need to start getting more sleep. So that's my Smeargle. Focus Sash to make sure I can take a hit in my own tempo just because, What else am I going to use? So the next mon we are bringing is the newest addition to the New York Metagross. If you did not see the update video, go see that video. We make a couple free agency trades. Wait for it. We are bringing Mawile. Scald, Wish, Protect, and Toxic. I want Toxic again. Help wear down that Slowbro. Help wear down that Gastrodon. I need Toxic so I don't get walled by Gastrodon, because HP Grass is going to do 4, because Mawile has no offense. Scald is the best move in the game. Burn stuff. Wish, Protect helps me keep the rest of my mons healthy. And Regenerator keeps Mawile healthy without having to always Wish Protect. The EVs. I can outspeed a no-speed Mega Scizor, which could happen, and burn it. I have enough bulk to be the best pivot, as good as pivot as I possibly can. I can switch into both Kyurems. And I don't get OHKO'd by Chinchino. That's the only real things I'm worried about. I'm not worried about anything else because the rest of his mons are kind of fat. It lets me switch in, lets me scout some stuff, see if they're choice locked. If I switch in on an Ice Beam and I hit Click Protect and he switches out, I go try to him again. Boom, he's choice locked. I just need this mon so I can switch into stuff. I can't just be sacking something every single time, because then I lose win cons and then bad things could happen. Having this pivot is just going to be very good. Mawile is super bulky. There is nothing on his team, as if I'm right, unless I think the only thing on his team that can OHKO me. 72 and 108. 72, 108. The only thing that can OHKO on me on his team is, I think, a Choice Banded Kyurem Black. But Fusion Bolt that he used, yeah. Yeah, a Choice Banded Kyurem Black is the only thing that can OHKO me if it's adamant, and even then, it still has a chance to fail. That's 104. Yeah, that's the best thing he can use to OHKO me. Anything else? No. And if he does go for that, I do have, like, I mean, I can't really switch into Kyurem Black. What switches into Kyurem Black on my team? Let me figure it out for myself. Maybe Uxie. I could have used Uxie. I did think about using Uxie for this, but I wanted the Wish Protect to be able to keep some of my mons healthy. So anyway, that's that. I can switch on Kyurems, Draco Meteor. I can switch in on... I can take one of Chinchino's Bullet Seeds, fire for Scald, or Toxic, or Wish, or whatever I need to do. It's just... I don't think I'm going to need to use Mawile too much. It's just going to be maybe a pivot once, and then I go out to Mega Lopunny, and I jump kick something, and something dead. So, that's our Mawile. I don't want to keep this thing in. Like, I might Toxic the Slowbro and then switch out. Other than that, I also like that 84 speed, just in case he tries to speed creep me with like an offensive Calm Mind Slowbro, or an kind of speedy Shanty for whatever reason. Some of the stuff like that, just because you don't want to speed creep, and I can talk to them as they try and be like a subset, whatever. Anyway, the next mon we are bringing, he has one immunity to Electric, and he has a Chansey that can switch in on this, but being able to just Volt Switch around is going to be great. We are bringing our Specs Healer-Lisk as a Scald switch in. I love saying that. I love saying I have a mon that switches into Scald, although it doesn't switch into Side Shock, so I'm going to have to be careful of that. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Grass Knot, Dragon Pulse hits his old team. Dragon Pulse hits his 2 resistances. Grass Knot hits Gastrodon. Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, very self-explanatory. I have enough speed to outspeed his Miss Magius, which is the fastest thing on his team that I can outspeed. And then just Max Special Attack. This is not a win con, but this is just something that will be able to nuke his team. Like, he doesn't have a lot of stuff that's going to want switch into on this, and he doesn't have a lot of stuff that he wants. He doesn't really like Volturn. And I almost brought a Choice Scarf Jirachi just because of that. I almost brought a lot of stuff with more Volturn, but the last mon is so fun I couldn't resist not bringing it. But Heliolisk's Choice Specs Volt Switch threatens that Slowbro, really threatens that Slowbro. Gastrodon is going to be wary about switching in because Grass Knight will blow him back. Mega Scizor could potentially be a switch in. I wanted HP Fire, but I couldn't. Chansey is 100% a switch in, but he does not want to he won't want to continually switch that in, because if he does, Then I go to Megalopony, and I click move, and something dies. Because Slowbro is not going to be the forever switch-in. Eventually, it is going to die. I hope. That Chansey, if I Volt switch out on that Chansey, I can go up to Jirachi and just win. Calm on Clef was something I thought about, but Chansey walls it. I thought about bringing Uxie as my another pivot, but I thought just like offense is the way to go. Frogadier could have made an appearance, but it's kind of hard to break through that back core with that. Mandibuzz doesn't really do too much this match, and then Rotom, I already have an electric type and I don't want to bring two, so that leaves one other Mon for this last slot. We are bringing our Pinsir. Almost traded it away, but I'm glad I didn't. We are bringing a Hyper Cutter Pinsir, not Moxie, because I can't use Moxie with Natural Gift. Natural Gift Whatmel Berry is a 100 base power fire type move that just obliterates the Mega Scizor, which I'm able to outspeed. I'm also able to outspeed an Adamant or a Modest Kyurem Black or regular Kyurem with this speed. Max attack and then a little bit of HP. Sword Stance, X Scissor, Natural Gift, and Close Combat. Like I said, Natural Gift is for that Mega Scizor or X Scissor, and Close Combat destroy the rest of his team. If I get an SD up, like there's not a lot he can do. What he can do is send out a Jolly Kyurem Black or a Chinchino or something like that and just start attacking. If it wasn't for that Scizor there, if I had a move that could actually like really damage the Scizor, which I thought about, I don't know, like Close Combat can do something. Like +2 Close Combat. What does +2 Close Combat do? To Mega Scizor. I didn't cap this. I just assumed it was going to do nothing to it, like a bulky Sword Stance. Yeah, it does like that. That's not something I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that can straight up destroy him. If that did a lot more, then maybe I would have run Salac Berry and just gone like sub-SD. But that's not what we're doing. We are bringing a Natural Gift Pinsir just to destroy him, hopefully catch him on a roost and get rid of it. And then I'm a lot more confident about what Jirachi can do. I'm a lot more confident about just what Pinsir can do, because Pinsir destroys him if he has nothing faster than it. I really wanted Moxie just to be able to blow stuff back. Then maybe I would have been able to run Salac Berry, but what are you going to do? Well, no, I think if he has a switch into this, it's going to be the Mega Scizor, his bulky Mega Scizor, or his Carbink. This is my third win con. I have 3 win cons. One is Megalopony, one is Jirachi, and then one is my Pinsir. Being able to get this thing in and just nuke something is going to be great. I'm about to go have this battle too. So that is the team. To recap, we have a Subcalm Mine Jirachi, we have a Toxic and Megalopony, we have Stealth Rock, Sticky Web, Smeargle, we have Pivot, Alamomola, we have Choice Specs, Heliolisk, and Whatmel Berry Pinsir, which I'm so excited to use. I love using weird stuff. So that's going to be the team. I hope you guys enjoy this. Tomorrow is the battle, and I hope we go 3-2. So, I will see you guys tomorrow.